Alright everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to the online career mode. Today we're going to be wrapping up our third season, as I've only got a few games left. So without further ado, we're stuck in April. Here's the calendar. Got 4 league games this month. Obviously I am out of all the cups now, and our first game there is against Plymouth. But before we actually play that match, the full final of the Checkered Trophy is played out, which was Owen versus Welshie, where Owen ended up winning with a 2-1 win. So well played to Owen there, unlucky Welshie. But yeah, as I said, our first game here is against Plymouth. I'm actually going to be simming this one because we're home. I want to be able to play the away games for this last month so we don't drop any points. Using the strongest team we possibly can. Whooping things up with a goal from Kitlan on the 4th minute, followed by Wilson in the 23rd, and then just skip to the end because it was fairly certain we're not going to lose from there. And we'll end up winning 5-0 from it. Wilson scoring a hat-trick, with Fakir scoring the other one. And as well as that, the first leg of the quarterfinals for the Europa League were also played. Callum and Will still in that. Callum ended up losing 2-1 to Borussia Mönchengladbach, while Will ended up winning 2-1 against Dynamo Kiev. A quick training session here before getting a transfer offer for Emmanuel Monte. If you watched the last episode, you would have seen that he did hand in a transfer request, and now the offers have started, even though we're not in the transfer window. But because he wants to leave, I thought I'll accept it. It's only 560k, no big money whatsoever, so we'll do see what anything comes from it. But now we're in our second match here of the month. We're away to Blackpool. This one to do play. Again, just using our strongest, pretty much as possible team. First chance is made here. It's Fakir. He feeds it into Branko, who just rolls it underneath the keeper. But the goal does not count as he was offside. But it's not a bad start. And close to the end of the first half, Werner just somehow outstrengths everyone, pushes his way through to a one-on-one with the keeper where he just slots it past him. Finally put us 1-0 up. And in the second half, again, we're the ones with the first main chance. Some nice play down the wing. Kitlano does find Fakir, who dances around a bit, gives it to Russo, who then gives it to Werner. And surely he's not going to miss that. Well, that's what you'd think anyway. He does miss it. And then we go to sleep a bit in the 75th minute. Blackpool find a wee run in behind my defence to chop it back, and it is finished into the far corner to make it 1-1, which does end up being the final score. So not what we want there, especially because of how close the season's getting this late on. But at least we didn't lose. Yeah, another training session here before we see the result of the second leg for the Europa League quarterfinals. Will once again 1-2-1 against Dynamo Kiev to put him 3-4-2 in aggregate to the semis, and Callum came back 1-3-1 against Mönchengladbach, which put him through to the semis with a 4-3 win on aggregate. So yeah, time for our third game of the month. We're against Fleetwood. Again, we're away, so we are going to play it. Hopefully not butcher it like we did against Blackpool. So into it we go. First chance is Wilson. He plays it into Werner. A smack it on the ground, but the keeper does palm it away. But then we've got a corner. Fakir whips it in on the Mario Hermoso's head, which does get us the lead. And again, Werner to Fakir, back to Werner, gets there just before the keeper and slides it into the corner. 2-0 in the first half, far better than the last game. And then in the 40th minute, Fleetwood get their own chance. The whipping across here, it's volleyed, but Garbar's down there to save it. And now pretty much from a straight counter attack, Curtis Jones and Maiga are playing it around. Jones then does get into some space, where he gets us the third goal to make it 3-0. The match seems as good as won, but obviously we're not going to go to sleep again and slip up. We've seen what can happen. And in the 68th minute, Mahiga rolls it to Fakir, and he, on the pivot, smacks it into the far corner. 4-0. The game is as good as wrapped up. But, you know, as things go, we do have to concede one. So Fleetwood do get a chance, play it in, and it's just passed into the corner. But that is fine. We do still win 4-1. A massive 3 points that at this rate we are needing quite a bit. And after that, the Europa League semi-finals were played out. Callum was up against AC Milan, Will up against Chelsea. Harder games this time. Callum lost his first leg 1-0, while Will ended up winning 2-0 in his. We will see them play each other in the final. We'll find that out after this next game. We're home against Walsall. Simming it has its only option, because we've already played the games we can this month. But in the 15th minute, Timo Werner, he's there to set us ahead, followed by Branko just before the half. Then a Bubakar 6 minutes after that, then a skip to the end, and Valerie has made it 4-0. Another massive win for us. And as I mentioned, the Europa League semi-finals, second leg, where Will and Callum both won their games. Callum 5-2 there, massive win. And Will with an R2-0, sent them both into the final against each other. So, next season, one of those two will be playing in the Champions League. We'll find out later on in the episode who it is. But now, I find here another quick pre-contract player to go for. Cheap, and he used to play for Liverpool. João Teixeira. I managed to get him to sign a 3-year deal on £6 a week with a few bonuses, which I was perfectly fine with. So decent week cam coming in next season as a backup. Happy days. And now we're going into May. We only have the one game this month, which is the final game of the season. Ours is against Preston. It's a nice home game too. But before that match, we'll do have a quick training session, and we do get another offer from Monte. This time again it is 560k. That's the third one we've got, the same value. I just accept them all. See if he can get his move away. Don't want him to be unhappy here. But yeah, here we go. Our final game of the season. I slightly switched up the team this time, but it's just getting our striker in. It's still a very strong team. Team of Werner scores. Then he gets another to make it 2-0. And then the last minute, Branko's there to make it 3. And there we have it. The final game to a fairly good season on my behalf, I have to say. The players did well. Obviously, with the Werner Fekir coming in from last season, I was at a massive advantage. But then again, it is my second go at League 1. I'm going to do a few more results to go through for the Cups. And a couple more pre-contracts that I'm going to try and pick up. But before I do that, we may as well take a look at the final tables. Starting off with League 1. There you can see I did end up winning the league, 115 points. And I was only 2 points ahead of Owen. So if I had lost any of those last few matches, it definitely would have cost me massively. But me and him are the ones who get automatic promotion to the championship next season. And in third, there's where Welshie finished just 5 points behind Owen too. So a very close season all round. And Welshie did actually go ahead and win the playoffs, which sends him up with us. So there's the three of us with 100% going to the championship next season. And speaking of championship, well, a quick look at that too. Callum, as expected, won that league on 129 points, lost just the one game, that being to Seth. Will finished second there, Forest Green Rovers, 28 points behind Callum, with Seth finishing third, only 6 points behind him. And Seth also won the playoffs, so all three of them are going to the Premier League next season. Some exciting stuff there, but hopefully next season, us three going to the championship, we'll be able to replicate that. Before, obviously, Seth, Will, or Callum win the Premier League, because that would end the series. So let's push on and do that. And you also notice that the top goal scorer of the season was Timo Werner. He finished on 35 goals, very closely followed by Timothy Weah on a second unreal season there with Owen. And over on the assists, Callum's James Rodriguez won that on 19, followed again by one of Owen's players, Rafael Henriquez, pretty much his equivalent to my Sergio Branco. It's his youth star from season 1, top player. And yeah, as I said, we've got a few more results and pre-contracts to go through, so let's get into that. Starting off here with the right back from Mainz, Philip Mvene. I don't know if I haven't pronounced that right. Who knows? But he looked decent and he was cheap. So we do get him to sign a 3-year deal and 11.5 grand a week. And then the last player I went for was this centre back, the Brazilian from Lazio, Wallace. Slightly more expensive one, but he looked like a decent player. And we do get him to sign a 3-year deal here on 25 grand a week. So still, even though it is more expensive than the other ones, not very expensive at all. So yes, and after this quick training session, I'll quickly go through my objectives for this season. Starting off for the financial, finished the season with 2.65 unspent allocated funds. Did end up completing that. I had 3.5 in the end. I did feel the other one as I did expect, which was to keep my salary growth under 20%. I ended up with a little bit over that, at 306. I paid my players the right amount. But then on the domestic success, gained automatic promotion, did that by finishing first. The FA Cup, reached round of 32, did that. Got to the round of 32, just about. The youth development, signed one player in youth academy, assigned to a midfielder position, did that, and they played in 5 matches, also there. The brand exposure one is yet to be done, which was the within 3 seasons, was to increase season ticket holders with at least 10% of the stadium's capacity. I've got one more season to do that, it's been there for a while, but hopefully next season going into the championship that'll work. And the other thing we'll quickly do here is go through my squad, see what the sort of overalls have went up, see the sort of upgrades we went through. A lot of players went up by 2, 3 and 4. Kamil Garbara, our main goalkeeper, is up by 3 at the minute, so he's sitting on 80. Harry Wilson up by 5 this season, Curtis Jones up by 5 this season, Russo there up by 8, which is absolutely incredible. He's sitting at an 80 already, holding some class value. Might have to see if we can get some offers next season for him. But yeah, before I fully wrap up this season and show you all the pre-contracts coming in, get a better idea of who we've all signed for next season, the FA Cup final was played out. That was Seth versus Owen, where Seth ended up winning that. So he's got the domestic double this season, and will also be the only one going to the Europa League next season out of us, so he may have an easier run, which brings us on to the Europa League final for this season. Callum versus Will, where Callum ended up winning 2-1 to send him through the Champions League next season and win the Europa League. So well played to Callum and Seth there, and unlucky to Will and Owen. Got very close, just like myself in the Carabao Cup, but Seth and Callum and Owen with the checker trade took the trophies. So yes, that is the end of this season, and that leaves us one more thing to do. Go through the pre-contracts each of us have coming in next season. Some of them you would have saw already from the transfer window in January, but some of us have picked up a few more as the season came towards the end. So starting off with myself, some of the main ones that I'm keen to try out: Andres Teo, Lofaso, Riveros, Wallace, and Loris Karius. Got some very nice ones. But then we'll go on to Callum. The ones he brought in were all in the January transfer window. He's got Icardi, Mertens, we've already saw them. Then we've got Owen, again, all of his he did in the window. Gino Wijnaldum, Miralem Pjanic, Manuel Lanzini. Same with Seth, Muller, Pogba, Catrone. Also bringing in Ragnar Klavan and Scott Dan later on in the window. And then we've got Welshie. He didn't make any in January, but he's picked up quite a few here. Jan Oblak, Julian Draxler, Florian Thauvin, to name a few. Dan Lovren in there too. Same with Lecky. Some very nice stuff there. And then finally I've got Will. His once again, we've seen before. Messi, Koulibaly, Depay. Mental stuff. So yes, that is where I'm going to end off this episode. And that is going to be end off this season. Season 4 will be starting very soon with the summer transfer window. So make sure you're ready for that. Some exciting stuff coming up. So yes, just before I go, I want to quickly say thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed it, it'd be so massively appreciated if you drop a like on it. And if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. And I will see you next time.